Hello and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be recapping the big wins that we had last week on EURUSD, and then we're going to have a look at EURUSD this week and what it is that I'm expecting to see. Before we get into today's video, I just wanted to let you know I have a free Forex trading course which you can sign up to using the link in the description. It's completely free. There's 13 videos on a range of topics from risk management to technical analysis and trading psychology, and it's going to help you improve your trading career and put you on the right track with a lot of concepts that you may be getting wrong. So head over to the link in the description, sign up now, completely free, and you'll get an email with a link to the content. So getting straight into the action then, last week I gave you a few opportunities. I gave you a buy and a sell, and that was in Monday's EURUSD analysis video. If we look back at the price, this is exactly what I gave you, right? The 4-hour supply zone in a downtrend. We are now trading at this area. This is when I made the video. I'm expecting to see price hit this demand zone, move up to take out this liquidity and to fill the imbalance, trade into that supply zone, and then sell off. Now, if we play price forward, you will see that this worked out to perfection. We had that tap into the demand zone, as we can see, and then the market really took off and actually made a large drive to the upside, trading into the supply zone before then making a large move to the downside. So as you can see, if you followed the analysis I put out in last week's video on the Monday, you would have made some serious profits. Now, I got a lot of messages, a lot of profits have been brought in from these trades. So that's really, really good. Very, very nice movement to the upside there, brought in from this clear demand zone retest. Now, let's just quickly break this trade down so that for those who didn't understand why I took it, you can. Why did I want to buy the market from this demand zone and why did I want to sell from here? Well, overall on the 4-hour time frame, we are evidently bearish, right? We can just see that by scaling back. We're in a large downtrend. We had a little bit of distribution forming here. Then we had a large sell-off. This distribution area was obviously left imbalanced. And if we see here where we came up from the 1, 2, 3 highs and then sold off, this actually left open some liquidity above these highs. So from seeing this, I think, okay, I want to buy through this to sweep this liquidity, fill this imbalance, and then when we hit supply, we can sell. Now, the problem most people have is they view the market with a retail trading outlook. So whereas I saw, right, we're in a downtrend, we have liquidity and imbalance to fill, and we're trading into a demand zone here, so we can buy up to sell through. Most people saw the retail things, and if we just clear the chart real quick and show you what most people will have been looking at, you'll understand why so many people went wrong. So we can see here a trend line. We have a trend line retest there, trend line retest there, a trend line retest here, and then a trend line break. Now, as we know, most people see the market through this retail perspective using things like chart patterns and trend lines. So we can see here that we had, right, 1, 2, 3 taps and then a break. And what also came with this trend line break was a triple top. Now, obviously, a triple top to a smart money trader is absolute garbage, a little bit laughable, and we know for a fact that a triple top is not going to hold up and bring a trade in, unless of course we're trading through the triple top in the way that we did. But for most retail traders, unfortunately, these are the concepts that they are believing and using. So we see here a triple top followed by a trendline break. Well, we can then bring the support and resistance into the picture, and most traders would be happy to sell from here, right? Because we have 3 confluences that point to the downside, or so a retail trader thinks. Resistance, trendline break, triple top. But obviously what we can see on the flip side is everything that I just showed you, where really none of this matters. We have liquidity sitting above these highs. We have a demand zone area here, and we are in line with the market structure overall. So we can look to actually buy through the triple top, the complete opposite of what the retail traders think is going to happen. And unfortunately for them, it's what happens 99% of the time. So that was the setup last week. I hope you all profited from that. I know a lot of you did, but obviously many people watched the video. I'm sure you'll trust my analysis a little bit more now, and hopefully you'll begin to profit with me in the future as well. So let's get into EURUSD for the week ahead and the next movements that I'm expecting to see. What we can see then is the market is trapped within a range currently. We have the high of the range here, where we had that sell-off. We have the low of the range here, where we are currently trading into and testing a demand region. Now, as you'll know, I'm obviously bearish. We followed the trend down. That's the whole reason the sell came in at this point. We've obviously now cleared through this low, and we are shifting into a new bearish leg of structure. We can obviously see with the strength of this impulse as well that the momentum in the market is bearish, right? If we think about how fast markets move down and then how slowly they pull back up, we can work out whether the market is bearish or bullish. We can see here, obviously, a fast sell-off, and then it took a lot of time for the market to actually get back to that point. Now we've had a fast sell-off. So what I would anticipate happening now is a slow grind sideways and then another sell-off. Now, this is the area around 1.14500, let's call it, that I want to see the market trade into. This is actually a daily demand zone, or a 4-hour/daily demand zone, which is imbalanced, right? There's imbalance from this point through into this point. So I'm expecting that eventually the market is going to pull through and trade into this area. Now, the issue we have is that we're trading within a range. Another issue we have is how fast the sell-off was. Is if we drop down to low time frames, we actually find it very hard to find a significant zone to, look to sell from. So what we could actually do from this point is, well, anticipate a few things. I think the first movement that we should take is check out the Fibonacci and see where the premium price point comes into play. So we can see from around this area onwards is going to be the premium pricing area. So we would like to sell, anywhere above there when we get the nice confirmation. If we then drop to the 30-minute chart, for example, and we can begin looking for zones where we can see we have a large imbalance up into this area. And if we follow our usual rule, we can actually see that this area is the area that broke structure. So potentially a pullback into this area around 1.16250 could be a very nice place to sell from. Obviously, we can see then we have a small imbalance above, bringing us into that area around 1.16500, and then another one at 1.16750. So we have a few areas of interest for EURUSD, but it's one of these areas that I would like to sell this market from. So for the meantime, we know that anywhere above this point is that premium price area, and if the market comes up through that premium price area, that is where we can then begin selling. So we have here the first idea for a setup, and second of all, we have this area as well. And obviously, as a very extreme example, we may come push up towards that 750 area, which would be indicated by this small doji candle here for the third and final potential short point. Okay. Now, that doesn't mean that we actually have to come into any of these areas. I would expect that if we do sell off, it's going to be past this premium price area. But another opportunity that we may see is that the market may push through this low now, and then whatever supply zone, this is just pure example, sold off through this low is the area we could then target for shorts, right? So we're going to have to keep an eye on this market. Obviously, for the meantime, it's going to be one of these three marked areas I just had marked on the chart. This supply zone, waiting for confirmation. This supply zone, waiting for confirmation. Or this supply zone, every single time waiting for confirmation and not striking until the confirmation has came in. If, however, the market does react to some of these previously broken areas and sell off straight through this low point, and we end up breaching the low and trading into that imbalanced price area, well, then we can begin looking at whatever areas it is that broke the structure to actually then sell off from, some of these closer levels. But first of all, we're going to need to see a break through the low. So that is what I'm expecting to see on EURUSD. Now, obviously, on a lower time frame perspective, I will be trading through this price action with my trading community. Probably looking to actually bring the market up into this area on a day-to-day basis through London session, depending on what opportunities the market brings. But for the meantime, for the swing perspective, that is what I'm looking for. I want to see the low of this range get swept out, this imbalance to get filled, this demand zone to get retested, and from there, we may look for buys, we may continue selling. This is all you need to see for now. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you learned from the EURUSD breakdown. I hope you've learned from this new analysis. And I hope that you have a wonderfully profitable week following this analysis and trading in line with my flow. So thank you for watching. Please drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.